Before even meeting this person, the first time I heard his name, I felt butterflies. But what I thought were butterflies was actually my intuition. That was my body screaming, girl, abort, abort. Don't even think about it. I didn't listen. Instead, I pushed full force into trying to find out who he was. I thought it was a sign. But what kind of sign? Most people described him as this laid-back musical genius. An all-around good guy, until I asked my older cousin, and I figured she would give me the tea if she had it. And boy, did she. She basically said the same thing as everybody else, but with a twist. And the twist was that he was serving time in prison for stabbing his baby mother in the neck. I know, a red flag, right? Did I listen? No. This alarmed me, but not enough to deter me from falling head first into the abyss. So I got on the internet and searched his name, and up pops his criminal record. There was a charge right there in my face, attempted murder. Some time had passed between the time I first heard his name until I finally came face to face with him. Upon seeing him for the first time, I seen someone that was lonely, even though he was sitting on the porch with his baby mother. Long story. He didn't look enthused at all. He looked mad, in fact. I remember telling the group members that he looked mean. We all discussed music and sang him a couple songs and set up a studio session at that time. One day, my cousin came to my apartment with him and two other guys. We all left my apartment and went to some other guy's house for some drinks or whatever. I didn't know that we was going to drink because I had just had surgery. I was taking medication, so I couldn't drink. And I had just turned 20. I wasn't even 21. And we sat in the guy's dining room. I was sitting in front of this window, like he had a seat in front of his window. And the guys were all talking and speaking on music in the studio. And he was sitting in the living room by himself while we were all in the dining room. And we all asked him, like, why you in there by yourself? And he's like, oh, I'm just putting stuff together. Yeah, he was in there plotting on us three girls, me and my two other group members. Because the rumor around town is that he was messing with one of them. Well, not at first, but eventually. And she happened to be my cousin through marriage. Anyway, things started to speed up after that. Day in and out of studios, week after week, usually on the weekends. He seemed lively and always seemed to be giving advice to his friends. That's when he seemed the most lively, when he was around other guys or dudes or whatever. He seemed like someone who held tons of knowledge and wisdom, as the other young men looked on him intensely as he spoke so eloquently hood. Even if that makes sense. I don't know. This kind of turned me on quietly, though. At this time, I was dating a midget who was a womanizer. My story sounds far-fetched, but it's actually real life. I'm shaking my head right now. I wish y'all could see. Okay, so he was a womanizing alcoholic, but that's another story. Long story short, I ended up breaking up with the midget of a man, and I hooked up with my narc. And from there, all hell broke loose.